Okay, let's just dive right into this. If you spend any time at all online looking for ways to relax or maybe heal, you've probably stumbled across some pretty bold statements. Today, we're going to deconstruct one of the most popular and, frankly, powerful claims out there. This big promise of profound healing, all through a very specific sound.
And here it is. This is the claim, right up front. This single sentence, and you see it all the time as a title for music or meditation tracks online, it makes a massive promise. It's saying that a specific frequency, 432 hertz, works through something called alpha waves to heal you. Completely. Emotionally, physically, mentally, and spiritually. So what does all of that even mean? In this explainer, that's what we're going to do. We're going to unpack this whole claim piece by piece just to understand what's actually being said here.
All right, so first things first. Let's look at the absolute foundation of this claim. It all starts with a number and a unit, 432 hertz. And you got to understand, this isn't just some random label. It's supposed to be the core ingredient, the secret sauce in this whole healing recipe.
So, to really get this, we have to know what we're even talking about, right? What are we measuring? Well, that's hertz, or just Hz for short. It's just a way to measure frequency. The easiest way to think about it is like a heartbeat for a sound wave. One little pulse or cycle per second, that's 1 hertz. And when we're talking about sound, this translates directly to pitch. It's simple. Lower hertz means a lower, deeper pitch, and higher hertz means a higher pitch.
And this is the key. The whole claim, it hinges entirely on this one precise number, 432. It's not 440 hertz, which, is the standard tuning for most music you hear today. It's not 430 or 435. The argument is that this specific frequency, 432 cycles per second, holds some kind of unique restorative power. The entire idea lives or dies on the significance of this one exact value.
Okay, so if 432 hertz is the what, then what about the how? How is this supposed to actually work inside our bodies? Well, the claim points us directly to the proposed mechanism, and it's all about something called alpha waves.
So before we connect all the dots, let's just quickly define what an alpha wave even is. See, your brain is constantly buzzing with electrical pulses. We call them brain waves, and scientists basically categorize them into different types based on how fast they're pulsing. Alpha waves are just one of those types. They're the ones that are usually active when you're in that chill, relaxed, but still awake state, kind of like when you're meditating or maybe right as you're about to drift off to sleep.
So here's how the logic is supposed to work. It's basically a simple 3-step process. Step 1, you listen to a sound that's tuned to 432 hertz. Step 2, the claim is that this specific sound frequency stimulates or resonates with the alpha waves in your brain. And then step 3, that stimulation is what supposedly triggers this big holistic healing. So you see? It's presented as this really direct line from the sound you hear to what happens in your brain to this amazing result.
Okay, so now let's get to the payoff, right? The promised outcome. What do you supposedly get from all this? Well, the claim gets super specific about the kind of healing it offers. This is not some vague promise. It targets 4 totally distinct parts of who we are.
So the healing is described as, total. It's meant to cover both our inner world and our outer world. You can see right here it's talking about the inner stuff, our emotional and spiritual sides. But it's also talking about the outer stuff, healing our physical body and our mind. The main takeaway here is that the promise is for a whole body and spirit kind of rejuvenation. It's supposed to touch every single core aspect of what makes you, you.
Okay, so we've looked at the frequency, we've looked at the mechanism, and we've looked at the big promise at the end. Now, let's put all those pieces back together and look at the full claim with this clearer understanding.
So, when you put it all together, here's the full anatomy of the claim. First, you've got the tool. That specific sound pitched at 432 hertz. Then you have the mechanism, stimulating your brain's alpha waves. After that comes the scope, the promise to heal your entire being, both body and spirit. And finally, the specifics, targeting your emotional, physical, mental, and spiritual health. It's a complete, neat little package, a self-contained argument from start to finish.
And all of that really brings us to a final thought here. We've just deconstructed what this claim is saying. And look, it's important to note there's currently very little scientific evidence to back up this specific cause and effect chain. But maybe the bigger question isn't just, is it true? But why does it resonate so strongly with so many people? What is the popularity of claims just like this, so specific, so seemingly scientific, tell us about our modern search for well-being? And what does it say about our hope to find answers where sound, science, and spirit all meet? It's definitely something to think about.